Hello everyone and welcome to WWE 2K22 and more importantly the MyFaction mode. Now MyFaction mode is a brand new mode to the 2K wrestling games at least. I know they have it on NBA and so forth. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting addition, but it does sort of drop us right in the deep end. There is a very basic tutorial, but it doesn't really tell you everything you need to know to really get yourself going. So I'm going to go through all these bits bit by bit, essentially, from what I have learned from all the research I have done, and hopefully it will help you guys understand this mode a bit better, and where you can really push, and where you don't need to touch, and that sort of stuff. First of all, we have our first screen, the home screen. Basically, you got in the top left-hand corner is basically this big box here is just basically a news / hints and tips. So it tells you that the set of cards is currently out. It tells you that you'll get more MF, which is MyFaction points, which you can spend on packs and so forth in the future by completing certain moves of certain types of character. So yeah, that's essentially all that is. There's nothing really there of any use unless there's a big announcement, new sets of packs or anything like that comes out. So it's just basically your home screen. There's not a lot to look at, but it's worth keeping an eye on just in case things do change. Next up then, at the bottom, as you can see, we have 3 daily missions. Now we have Arm Breaker, damage your opponent's arms 12 times to earn 3 WWE tokens, which is another one of the currencies you can see at the top of the screen. I currently have 0. Finisher Fever, we need to land 8 finishers in one match to earn another 100 MyFaction points. And Technically Correct, we need to force 2 opponents to submit as a technician for another 50 points. Now, if you want to continue looking at your challenges, you hit triangle, it is on the PlayStation, whatever the top button is on the Xbox, and it'll open up your daily challenges, which are the ones we've just read. But you also have lifetime challenges as well, which you will just complete just by going through the game, I suppose. But there are some that you need to do specific things to achieve. So it's worth keeping an eye on here. I mean, winning 10 matches, you'll probably do easy enough. Winning 50 again, win 500, complete 10 weekly tower missions again. You'll probably just do this as you're playing the game. But in certain cases, like this one, for example, you need to win a Faction Wars, which is a 4-on-4 match with all 4 of your faction being strikers. And you've got the same for high flyers, powerhouses, technicians. Then you have to have one of each style in the lineup as well. Briefcase prizes is something we'll look at in a moment as part of the tower event, I think it is, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. Which is the same as both of those. Again, that one you get some tokens. This one you actually get a reward. You actually get, is that a Stephanie McMahon manager card, I believe, by the looks of it. We need to earn 20 medals in Proving Grounds. Again, we'll do that as we go along. That's a pretty simple one. Then they got the 200. Open 5 packs. Again, this will just happen naturally. Evolving Legacy cards. We will look at Evolving cards in a moment. There are quite a few of those that's very easy to miss, so it's worth having a look at that. Again, Evolving cards. Then it's basically just collection now. Collect 20 bronze cards, 20 silver, gold, emerald, sapphire, ruby, amethyst, diamond. We'll go through that in a few moments as well. Collect a superstar of a Hall of Fame level badge as well, which is something again we will probably stumble across by luck more than judgment, but it's something worth keeping an eye on. And basically just doing all these challenges. You've got earn a loyalty reward, which is basically there's daily rewards for logging into this mode every single day. So every time you do it, on the 7th day you get that one major sort of loyalty reward, which would be, they're bigger rewards, but you get a chunk for every single day just logging in, which is pretty useful. And then you've got earning MFP. So you earn MFP in matches as well as from missions by basically completing in-game missions. So it might say you need to taunt the crowd in this match, or you might need to hit your opponent with a chair, or you might need to hit 5 diving attacks. And the more of those you complete, the more MFP you'll earn in matches to be able to spend on packs in the future. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on those as well. And again, there's just a lot of stuff you can do on here, so it's worth just going through one by one and just keeping an eye on the things that you know you can knock out pretty easily for the extra rewards. And finally, on this home screen, we have locker codes. Now, there are already, at the very beginning of the game, 2 locker codes available. Now, locker codes, essentially, it comes up with this, and it's basically just like a password you put in, and once you put the password in, it gives you a reward. So, there are currently 2 available at the moment. The first one is all in capitals with no spaces, no fly zone. So NOMYFLYZONE, no fly zone. You will get that from completing the tutorial. Drew Gulak tells you that code, and you put it in here, and then you get an emerald version of the Drew Gulak card, which we'll have a look at in a moment. And then the other one that you can get is from completing the GM mode. So for that one, you need you completed GM. So YOUCOMPLETED GM. You completed GM. And for that, you'll get a Triple H Emerald card, which again we'll look at in a moment. But if you want to find more locker codes in the future, those are the only two that are currently out. But if you follow the WWE Games and the 2K Twitter pages, that is where they're most likely to be released. However, I will be trying to keep on top of them myself and probably posting videos on YouTube or tweeting or putting on my Discord. So if you want to join either of those, you can do as well. Right, onto the second screen. Now, this is where you actually play the game. So, first of all, you've got your main chunk of this, which is Proving Grounds. So, you've got several of these. You've got Chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all going up different difficulty levels. You start off basically doing a lot of NXT work, and you get all these matches. Look at how much it is, look. So, you go in Chapter 1, and Chapter 1 is broken down into 5 mini-chapters. So you start off with NXT has arrived, you go into that one, and basically you have matches to do. And you can't do a match until you've completed the one before. So this is a simple one-on-one match against Kushida. When you select it, it'll ask you what difficulty you want to do the match on. And that will determine how many medals you get at the end. Now, that's important. I mean, you don't have to get every single medal, but if you do, for example, in this chunk, you'll get the Roderick Strong Emerald card you can see as the third challenge. And then if you do it on all of them, you will get the Ruby Finn Balor 80 rated card by collecting every single medal in that area. And the medals are completed basically just by winning the match. However, you also need to earn the MFP as well by completing the in-game missions. And it won't tell you what those are until you actually get into the actual match. So, yeah, I think to start with, maybe try a few normal matches, get your feet under the table essentially, and then work your way up as you go along. Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to have weaker cards to start with, so it's going to be worth just doing what you can for now, getting as far as you can. Then once you get some stronger cards, you can come back and sort of go for the completionist role, I believe. So that is going to be the bulk of what you can do. Again, you can't move on to the next one until you finish this one. So we need to finish all 7 of these matches. We can get 1 medal in every match. Play it on normal mode to unlock the second one. However, again, that's not going to give us massive rewards if we do that. As you can see, you also get some consumable packs as well by completing certain missions in that tower. So if we land 35 signature maneuvers, we will get a consumable pack. And again, with the damaging opponents' heads in the red as well. Again, that is another consumable pack, which again, we'll look at in a moment, all the consumables and so forth. And again, it's the same as you go down. Again, if you get all the medals in this, you'll get the Dakota Kai, you'll get the Jordan Devlin, you'll get the Tony Storm, you get the Ember Moon. So if you want to go for the collectionist, you do need to get all the medals eventually. But it's not important to get them first time around. You can replay the matches as well over and over again. So for example, the 35 signature maneuvers, you've not got to do that in the 7 matches. You could play Kushida 35 times and hit your signature in 1 time per match, and it would count. So don't panic too much. There's a lot of replayability, and you will have to do so. I don't think you're going to be able to come in here and just storm it all the way through first time, but you might be better than me. I don't know. And then, yeah, once you completed Chapter 1, if you get all 126 medals, you get yourself your Finn Balor, as well as the rewards you can see on screen. You get the tokens, so 70 tokens for getting 42 medals, 100 tokens for 84 medals, and 125 tokens for the full amount of medals, 126. And I'll show you where you spend those tokens a little bit later on as well. And then it's the same as you go down. Once you complete the first one, it's just simple. Next up then, we have got Faction Wars. Now, this is what we spoke about earlier, the Faction Wars. So it says, for example, we had earlier, one of the missions was to win a Faction Wars match with 4 strikers in your team. And that is what you would do here. You'd put a team of all strikers. You'd face this, and if you win, you get your 200 MyFaction points. And then you also get a briefcase reward, which is like, it'll give you 5 briefcases on the screen, and you pick one, and that is the reward you get. And there's some good stuff in there, and there's some dud stuff in there, so it's a luck-based system, really. But as you go up, I mean, there's lots to win, isn't there? Lots and lots and lots to win. I'm assuming those... Do those change? Oh no, those are the potential rewards, sorry. Dana Brooke, Humberto Carrillo, Maurice, and Cesaro. So that's what you're going to get, possibly, from the briefcases. And as you go along, once you hit certain levels, there's big rewards there as well. Like I say, there's a ruby version of Jake the Snake Roberts there. There's a Amethyst Samoa Joe. And as you go up to, I think the most is 500 wins, then you can unlock the Diamond Undertaker, 92 rated Undertaker, which obviously will make the rest of the game a lot easier for you. And then last up on this screen, we have the weekly towers. Now, weekly towers are going to be the same as what we looked at earlier, but they're weekly versions. And all you've got to do is win the match. So nothing too difficult. I think it does get more difficult as you go down. But yeah, you're going to earn MFP and so forth from doing these. So it's worth doing. And I'm assuming these will disappear as well as it goes forward. I don't know. Maybe they'll all stay there. But we've got the first 4 weeks on there already. And we can, I think, go ahead and do them straight off the bat, I think. Yeah, once we complete week 1, we can go straight into week 2, which will earn us a free pack. Week 3 will give us 50 tokens, and week 4 will give you the X-Pack reward as well. So it's definitely worth doing. There's a lot of gameplay here that you can really go through and enjoy. So next up we have the headquarters. This is basically your management hub for the entire mode. You've got the 4 pages here. We're going to look first at My Faction Management. Now, I've currently got the NWO stuff because I got the pre-order. But you might just have the base cards that come with basically starting the game, which is not a problem at all. You do need to fill 4 men and 4 women as a minimum, otherwise it will not let you use your faction in this mode. But it will give you, I think, 5 men and 5 women at the very beginning of the game, so you always have enough. And then obviously, as you earn better cards, you can replace the current cards with those. As you can see, I've just gone with my 4 strongest cards at the moment, and the ones that have evolution abilities, which we'll look at in a moment. And female-wise, I've not got many at all, so again, I've just gone with my 4 strongest, and hopefully we can get those replaced with stronger ones as we go along. Also on the screen then, so you press your X button or whatever it is on yours, and you've got the options you can do. You can edit the paybacks, there's different options you can use. You can add side plates. Now side plates are something that's confused a few people. They're basically temporary buffs. So as you can see, Hogan currently has space for 2 side plates. As we evolve this card and increase the rarity, we will unlock more of those, I believe. And obviously higher rarity cards will have more of these as standard. And basically they're short term, so I've currently got 3 that I've packed. The first one is Guardian Knot. Now for 5 matches, if we put this side plate on, it will give us +6 technical submission for those 5 matches. Which is useful, but it's situational. I wouldn't just throw this on for the sake of it. If you come up to a mission where you need to win the match by submission, for example, and you're struggling, throw this side plate on. It might give you the extra boost you need to win it. But I wouldn't just put it on for the sake of it. I would sort of hold on to these. I mean, heavy-handed adds 6 arm power for 5 matches. I'm not quite sure when that's going to be beneficial, but maybe I think arm power is more striking, is it? Would that be the thing? Was it more grapple power? I'm not sure, but again, there might be situations where you need it. And then awareness increases your strike reversal and pinning for 1 match. So you can see that the bronze ones only last for 1 match, and the silvers last for 5 matches by the looks of it. So yeah, don't waste these. Wait until you need them and use them correctly, I think, is probably the best way of doing it. Next up, you've got customization. This is all just basically cosmetic. You get to pick your logo, you get to pick your nameplate, you get to pick your background, and then it gives you the final thing over on the right-hand side. Essentially, there's loads of these to collect, and you can basically just design whatever you want to make it look cool at the end. But yeah, it's all cosmetic. And finally, you got managers. Now, I did change it. I did originally have Eric Bischoff that came with the NWO pack. But as you can see, all the managers have a style. Eric Bischoff's style is flashy, which means he works really well with high flyers, and he's good with technicians and powerhouses. Which meant, as you can see over here, the compatibility was not great. He was average for 4 of them, and bad for 4 of them. So it just did not make any sense to have him as a manager. So we got this Triple H, which is the one you get from the locker code we discussed earlier on. And he is ruthless. He works really well with powerhouses and is also good with strikers and technicians. So we put him in, all of a sudden, we've got 4 goods and 4 excellents over here in our compatibility. So he is a very useful one to have in here. And as you can see, he also gives permanent stat boosts to all of the wrestlers here. So, for example, Hogan there's going to get, what's that, +8 running offense, +8 submission offense as well, +8 stamina, +8 finisher strength. So they're very useful to have. And again, there's different rarities which are more powerful as well. So that is your management screen. Next up, you've got My Collection. This is pretty simple. It basically just shows you how many cards you have and how many cards are available and where they are available. So, for example, Superstar Series, this is the ones you get at the very beginning of the game when you pick your base pack. I picked Monday Night Raw, and it's given me those cards. And as you can see, these are all the cards that are available in the Monday Night Raw pack. You'll earn packs as you go along to open, and then you'll be able to hopefully get more of these. And if you're lucky, a bit like Bingo, you can fill these in. I mean, I've got 3 out of 6 of these, which is pretty cool. If we can get Humberto Carrillo, Mickey James, and Riddle from the Superstar Series packs, if we get those free, then we'll get that Ruby Matt Riddle reward, and it's able to actually evolve into an Amethyst card as well in the future, which is pretty cool. So those are worth keeping an eye on. Premium cards, those are the ones that are available in the store, which we'll have a look at in a moment. Rewards, this basically again just shows you all the stuff that is available. So for example, we saw earlier the Proving Grounds. These are all the cards you can pick up via the Proving Grounds, including all the cosmetics as well, all the way through. Token Market, which we'll have a look at in a moment as well. Faction Wars, which was the 4x4 thing we looked at. And again, there's loads of really good cards available in here, as well as a lot of the consumables and Bitty Bob. I forgot the word now. The things that look nice. So we've got those as well. And then we've got Weekly Towers, which is the X-Pack we looked at earlier on. And the locker codes, of course, we have filled both those out. You can see we do actually have a tick there to show that we have completed that. But of course, that will change as time goes on. That 2 on the right-hand side will get bigger, and we'll have to find the locker codes to keep up with that. So as you can see, we got the Drew Gulak and the Triple H. Challenge rewards as well. There's just loads of stuff that you can do. And if you find a specific card you want, then you can sort of match it up and find exactly what you need to do to get it. Managers, again, there's 8 versions of every manager you can collect, and they're all different rarities, which makes them stronger as they go along. And customization is just your logos, nameplates, and wallpapers and that sort of stuff, so nothing interesting there. We'll go collector's level next, because this is a pretty simple one. Essentially, there are sort of milestones you can get to. When you get there, you unlock something else. So for example, once you've got 30 cards, you will unlock this Candice LeRae 65 rated card. Once you get to 60 cards, you'll get the consumable pack. Once you get to 90, you get the cosmetics pack. 120, you get Finn Balor, and it goes all the way up until you've got 780 cards, and you get this really cool looking Amethyst Triple H card, 91 rated. And now the evolution cards. This has confused quite a few people I've seen online. But I think it's actually quite simple once you understand it. So you can tell you've got an evolution card because they do have the different coloured circles above the name. So as you can see on Hogan there, he has got a filled green circle, but he has an empty blue, empty red, and empty purple. Now those basically show you how far the card can be evolved. So currently Hogan's card is an emerald. We can evolve it into a sapphire, then into a ruby, then into the amethyst, which will mean that it will get stronger, obviously, every single time as well, which is pretty good. To do that, you go to the right-hand side of the screen, and you can see it, evolution requirements. So for Hogan, you need to complete 65 taunts to the crowd, you need to hit 90 light attacks, and you need to hit 75 running attacks, which really isn't bad, considering that you're probably going to do a lot of that just by playing the game. It's not bad at all, and you can just evolve that card up to a sapphire, and then it becomes stronger. You get the next set of missions and the next set, and then all of a sudden you've got a much stronger team available to you. So it's definitely worth keeping an eye on these. I've got these ones from the pre-order. However, you do also get 2 from your opening pack as well. So when you pick what you wanted, so I picked Monday Night Raw, so I ended up with the AJ Styles Evolution card. So you can turn that into a Emerald card, and you can turn the Becky Lynch into an Emerald card as well by completing a few things with it. I mean, they seem easier. Complete 10 signatures, damage 5 arms to the red, and land 25 attacks on grounded opponents. So we're probably able to knock that out in no time. Then all of a sudden you've got an Emerald rated Becky Lynch, which is going to be a lot stronger for you. So definitely worth keeping an eye on this, and basically just completing the missions to make sure that you can have your strongest team available. And also it's going to fill in some of your card collection as well, so you get more cards, so you can complete the collector level quicker. And the final screen we have then is the store. Now let me just start by saying this mode is completely offline. There is no competitive nature to this with anybody. You're not competing against me. I'm not competing against you. This is literally, I'm competing against the AI and myself. So you can spend your own money to boost what you're doing, but you don't have to. If you think that it's going to improve your enjoyment of the game and you can afford it, then go ahead and do it. But it is not going to be cheap, I don't think. But we'll look at that in a second. We'll start off with unopened packs. This is very important to keep an eye on. When you earn packs by doing missions, they'll come into here and you can open them from here. They won't just open automatically. So make sure you keep an eye on this when you know you've completed a mission. Token market. So this is the currency that's currently at the top of the screen on the right, so the left-hand side. I currently have 0 of them. And it's a pretty simple little basic screen, really. You've got different rarity levels, but you can't unlock them until you brought so much of the previous level. So you can't open the Sapphire one until you've brought 15 of the Emeralds. And you can't open the Ruby one until you brought 17 of the Sapphires and so forth. But basically, yeah, 15 tokens buys you whatever person you want. So if we can earn 15 tokens, we can come in and buy Shotzi Blackheart. Or we can buy Dana Brooke. Or we can buy Maurice. I'm just looking because we need women for our team, don't we? Because it's not very strong at the moment. But also if you're looking to create like a certain type of team, so you can get Ricochet for your high-flying team, or you can get Braun Strowman for your powerhouse team. And yeah, it does really... It's quite useful to use this. I think it's the only thing you can use tokens on, so it's definitely worth... coming in here and checking when you do have enough. Yeah, 15 tokens for each Emerald card, so definitely worth checking. Then you've got your VC. So this is your microtransactions. You can see roughly how much things cost. I know what the main thing costs in the shop, so I can show you what the value is. So the main thing is 20 deluxe packs. 20 deluxe packs, I think, is your best chance of getting good stuff, and it's going to cost you 2 lots of this, essentially. So it's going to cost you £32 or roughly $40 to get those 20 packs. So it's up to you whether you think that's worth it. $40, so it's $2 a pack. So it's really up to you whether you think that's worth it for you and whether it's going to improve the game for you. I'll show you what I mean. So these are the packs that are currently available, the primetime packs. As you can see, it's 4,100 MF on MyFaction points, which we'll earn just by playing the game and doing missions anyway. So we can buy packs using that, or you can spend VC. So for a basic pack, which essentially is 32% chance of a superstar, 11% of a manager, 15% for some side plates and that sort of stuff, and then you can sort by rarity as well. So I mean, there's a 100% chance you'll get a gold nameplate. There's a 100% chance you'll get a gold logo. There's a 61% chance you'll get a gold wallpaper and a 39% chance you'll get a silver one. And as you go up, as you can see, so you'll guarantee one superstar, and that superstar is 63% of the time going to be silver, 36% of the time going to be gold, and 2% of the time, or less than 2%, it's going to be emerald. So you have to really judge if it's worth it or not. That's the basic pack. If you go over to the deluxe pack, it does give you better odds of getting better stuff. So it cuts out the logo, wallpaper, and nameplates, and it gives you better odds. So you're going to get, it's 5 items, so you're going to get 2 of one of the items. It's still 19% of a silver card, but there's 6% of the emerald, and 75% chance it'll be a gold card. So if you want to open those, you can do. Again, for the deluxe pack, it's 6,400 MFs, or MyFaction points, or 7,500 VC. If you want to get the best value for money, you need to go for the deluxe 20 pack, which is 150,000 VC, which is what we just said was the $40. And that'll give you a chunk of stuff. It'll give you some wrestlers, it'll give you some contracts, some side plates, all that other good stuff. So it's worth doing if you think it's going to increase your enjoyment. If not, then everything can be earned just by playing the game, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. And then also we have at the top the Superstar Series, which is what we're currently on. Again, you can buy basic packs, deluxe packs, all the way up. But these are a bit cheaper, the looks of it. So 112,500 for this deluxe pack. And this box comes with a bonus pack that contains the Sapphire Main Event Star side plates. Okay. That's pretty cool. But again, there's actually no... there's no emeralds or rubies or sapphires or anything in these packs, so I wouldn't worry too much about these. And again, you'll earn the MyFaction points just by doing stuff. I mean, the 1,200 MyFaction points I've got was just for logging in. So, I mean, when I do a couple of matches, all of a sudden, I'll have enough to buy one of these packs. So I wouldn't really worry about spending your own money, really. I mean, you can do if you want, like I said, but it doesn't really need to be done. But that is essentially what I've got from MyFaction over the last few days. Hopefully I've answered everyone's questions. If they're not, then please do let me know in the comment section down below if there's anything you're struggling with, and I will try my hardest to find out for you. Of course, I'm also going to be trying to keep track of all the locker codes as well, so if you want to keep up to date with those... either follow me on Twitter or on Discord, or obviously subscribe to the channel, and I'm sure I'll try and help wherever I can when those are released. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun game mode. I think I'm going to spend a lot of time on this. I think it's going to increase, for me, the longevity of the game. So yeah, hopefully you guys are going to enjoy it as well. If you wouldn't mind, you could like the video. That'd be fantastic for me. And of course, if you want to subscribe again, that'll be absolutely great. But I'm going to love you and leave you. Good night. God bless. I'll be the same. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.